It's a new year, 2023, and it's time to open ourselves up to dreaming big again. One thing that I recently did to start the new year off on the right foot was create an intention board. Maybe it's similar to the concept of a vision board, but it clearly stated my intentions for the year, my goals, and all the things I was going to do to execute on my personal vision. I've got it right here. I really put my heart and soul into this. Today I'm going to walk you through the thinking structure and purpose behind an intention board to hopefully spark ideas of your own as you create your personal vision for yourself and for your life. A vision has the power to change your life and elevate you beyond your challenges and setbacks to the life of your dreams. So make sure to let me know what you dream up in the comments below, whether that's getting into tech sales, starting a business, finding the love of your life, or all the above. Just know one thing: you are worthy of your dreams and the life you want, and it's available to you in an abundant and giving world. If you get value out of this video and enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for weekly videos committed to helping you maximize your career path in tech sales, and let's just get into it and dig into the details. I wrote this by hand because when you write something by hand, it actually takes something and you're more involved in your act of creation, and there's just some movement of the molecules that manifests greatness. This is a labor of love and a gift towards the future self you are becoming. I put a lot of thought into this intention board. I used colored pencils, I did illustrations, I went to Hobby Lobby and put a foam backing to it in order to make it more sturdy. And this intention board is all about having a forward aim and reminding yourself of that forward aim. It's less about achieving the specific outcomes on the board, but more so having that intention and commitment to grow towards your potential in all the important aspects of your life. When we meditate on our intentions and goals and back it up with action, it's funny how the world will respond and align. I'm currently reading a book called The 12-Week Year, and something it said that grabbed me is that intentionality is your secret weapon on your war against mediocrity. If you're someone who doesn't want to live a comfortable life and wants to live fully, this is for you. Intentions are your way to decide who you will be in advance, regardless of the emotional turbulence and life obstacles that come up in your life as you pursue your dreams. And believe me, that resistance will come when you're dreaming big. At a high level, I have intentions running along the outside of the intention board, and then goals for key categories in my life filling the middle. And the goals I set in these key categories include measurable outcomes or results that I will achieve or not, and which I can plan for but only have a certain degree of control over. And the goals also include actions that are completely within my control that are likely to produce the results. Our actions impact our beingness in the moment, and altering how we are being is the greatest way to change our future. All of these components, including intentions, goals for activity, and for outcomes, are important ingredients in realizing our dreams. The first intention that I have at the top is plant generously and passionately. This is at the top because it is foundational to everything in my personal life. It means being generous and being a giver, whether that's sharing time, ideas, money, a smile, and ultimately always being curious to make a positive impact for others. When we contribute to others, they elevate us in the process, and that's actually the fastest path to leadership. And when we give with our whole heart, it comes back to us tenfold, especially over the long run. Givers end up at the top, so how can you give more in your day-to-day interactions and overall life? Share that in the comments. Another foundational intention on the left of the board is to slow down, simplify, stay focused, and think long term. The most successful people are very strategic, and they don't just chase every opportunity that comes their way. There are opportunities that are good but not as good as others, and opportunities that are so-so actually take up our time and bandwidth, which could otherwise be allocated towards more meaningful opportunities. In tech sales, staying focused and thinking long term and being strategic might be saying no to some customers while chasing more customers who have deeper pockets to spend that actually fit the ideal customer profile. Chasing every customer who shows a mild interest is a losing strategy. It eats up your time and has very little return. The 80-20 rule is that 80% of revenue comes from 20% of customers, and the 80-20 rule could be applied to the gym or any domain. Success is simple, but it requires focus. And staying focused on the targets you set for yourself, the key few actions, often the difficult ones that actually make the biggest difference in moving the needle towards your goals, and ultimately not diverting off course just because some shiny object flashes and gets your attention. Thinking long term is so important, and it plays into your career decisions as much as anything. If you just joined a company in tech sales and then a new opportunity comes along and you jump to take it without slowing down and thinking it through fully, there might be long-term consequences to your actions for your career, and it might actually cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's always a trade-off between short-term benefits and longer-term rewards, and make sure to make decisions through the lens of what will benefit your future self. I fall short of this all the time, but that requires slowing down to make those decisions. When making key decisions, project any repercussions into the future and try and foresee what could go wrong and weigh the risks and make a mindful decision based on all factors. In the case of leaving a company prematurely after just joining because you see another great opportunity, you have to consider that there might actually be a substantial cost of leaving before getting your first promotion and showing some commitment. And it might come across like you're a job hopper and company hopper longer term on your resume, and that might cost you a lot of money. The intentions I set on the right of the board include beating resistance, turning pro, and showing up daily. This comes from the book The Art of War, and resistance is essentially that invisible force that keeps us from sitting down to begin on our dreams and write those pages of a book or make cold calls or work out. And we ultimately beat resistance by taking our passion seriously, coming from a place of commitment, and simply showing up and doing regardless of how we feel. If you want to write a book, start writing pages every day. Just write. It doesn't matter how good the pages are or how many you write. Just keep doing it, and eventually you're going to become an author. You can apply this to so many things, whether it's making YouTube content or becoming a great salesperson and perfecting your cold call approach. Focus on showing up rather than trying to be perfect. And when you show up consistently over time, transformation happens and unbelievable results can occur. If you're trying to get in better shape, working out doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to go in and do the best workout every day. You just have to get the workout in. It's got to get done, because done is better than perfect. I also wrote down an intention to surrender outcomes, which means to focus on controlling the actions that will produce the end results that you seek or I seek, but ultimately to have faith and trust in my preparation and detach from the outcome. Because when we get too attached to the outcomes in life, we get over-invested in success and overly fearful of failure, and then we don't show up as our best self. That kind of pressure is crippling. The final intention I wrote to the right of the board is owning results. Owning results is ultimately being accountable to the results in our life and recognizing that they're due to the decisions we make and our interpretations to the things that happen to us. Although being accountable can be a lot more challenging than playing the blame game, it empowers us as an agent who is capable of making changes to actually create the life we want. Now, if you look at the center of the board, I include health, play, rest, and learning. And they're in the center because they are a backbone to sustainable growth and well-being as we stretch towards our business goals. And without these things, we crash and burn over time. Although I might not have captured everything that I'm going to do to be healthy this year, I put down exercising, and exercising really is a 401k for our brain and a keystone habit that makes everything in life better. I put down grocery shopping, which leads me to eat healthier whole foods. It also saves money. I put down a 3-drink limit when I go out and party, which I broke badly. This is one I really struggle with, but it is what it is. Again, it's good to have a forward aim and something to strive towards, and self-compassion when we fall short. I also included creating daily in my health category because creativity actually makes me really happy and contributes to my mental and emotional well-being. And mental and emotional well-being is a huge part of health. Under health, you'll find play and rest, and this is because I really believe we need a rhythm of rest and play if we're going to achieve any long-lasting success, just like as is the case with health. Rest and play are things that have no particular aim and are not a means to an end, but simply something you enjoy in and of itself. Things that are restful and playful restore you and fill your cup so you can be energized to get back to work when you need to. For me, things that are restful and playful are concerts, trips, movies, adventures with my puppy Bella, Sunday church, and things like that. These are things I inherently love that are restorative for me. Below rest and play is learning, and learning's so important because our output in life is only as good as our input, and the more we learn, the more we ultimately earn. It's so true. There's always more to learn, and tech sales is an area where you can continually sharpen the craft, and I'm still learning to pour into this channel and succeed in my day-to-day role. So that's on the list of things that I'm focused on learning. I want to learn YouTube marketing. I want to become better at finance, both personally and understanding how businesses operate. And I even put down a stretch goal of taking the GRE and maybe applying to grad school, although I'm not quite sure about that one. We'll see. Under learning, I put down a specific actionable goal to read at least 10 pages of a book or article a day, and in that process to hopefully spark new connections and possibilities, especially by just taking a simple action of reading. And when I learn, I try to really soak things in by taking notes, reviewing the notes, and I commit myself to actually implementing what I learned. Because there are a lot of people that walk around with a lot of knowledge up here, but they don't actually get on the court and apply the knowledge in their life. And action and doing is ultimately where you produce the life of your dreams and get things done. I've got a couple more intentions on the bottom left and on the bottom right. On the bottom left, I say set intention, and this actually comes from High Performance Habits, which is a book by Brendon Burchard that I highly recommend you check out. It's basically choosing some keywords for intentions to anchor in for your day-to-day interactions. These are keywords that you can hold at the forefront of your mind in your day-to-day to show up as your best self. For me, a couple words that resonate and represent how I want to be and how I want to show up in day-to-day interactions include light, leader, focused, disciplined, and playful. Think of some key words that you can meditate on and hold at the forefront of your mind to show up as your best self. And feel free to share those in the comments. And in the bottom right, I have the intention to respect my shadow. I think it says respect your shadow. As a human, we are all equally capable of good and bad, and it ultimately comes down to the daily choices we make in terms of which version of ourselves actually shows up. At this stage in my life, I certainly am aware of my imperfections and tendencies that aren't the greatest, and this is just a reminder to myself to respect my wholeness as a person and to embrace that I'm not this one-dimensional good guy, but I'm capable of being a not-so-great guy sometimes, and that's okay. Through this intention, I'm honoring that wholeness of being and respecting it and dignifying it and choosing to feed the best version of myself in spite of it. In this new year, I'll admit my shadow already got the best of me. I had a couple wild nights out that I wasn't too proud of, but I would say that the best version of myself wins out most of the time. And I have a mentor. He's a 3-time founder of different companies. He's a board advisor. He's financially set at 46. And on his LinkedIn profile, he says entrepreneur, dad, and he also throws in mostly good guy, because he gets this concept too. Embrace your wholeness, have self-compassion, and choose to show up as the best version of yourself as much as possible. All right, let's get to the meat in the middle of the intention board, which has to do with work and my 9-to-5, my side hustle, including YouTube and the coaching business I'm building to help people get into tech sales, and my financial goals. These categories are the money makers. In my 9-to-5, working in sales at a startup, it's all about hitting my numbers and justifying my existence as a salesperson, and also getting an increase in base pay, making a lot of commission, and even refreshing and negotiating more equity after performing really well. I set a target to hit 150% of quota, which is a great stretch goal, but it's not going over the top and saying I'm going to hit 500%. If that happens, that's great, but I tried to set a realistic stretch goal that is attainable. For my 9-to-5, I also put in a goal to go above and beyond to do more than paid for, and to create training and enablement resources for new hirees, particularly in the sales department. When we go above and beyond in our jobs and do more than paid for, good things always come to us. And when you contribute to others, that's the fastest path to being elevated into leadership. My goals for my sales job are critical because my 9-to-5 is really my stable source of income, which I use to fund everything else in my life, including my YouTube channel, my coaching business, and the rest and play that I mentioned, including travel, concerts, movies, etc. YouTube now is the one with the biggest upside and the gift that I cherish. It's my creative outlet, a way to give to others through ideas and inspiration and to connect with great people like you guys. And it's a way to plant generously and contribute. YouTube's critically important for me because it's also my marketing engine for my coaching business and the course I'm launching this year. And I put goals for YouTube that include activity goals like how much I'll post and outcome related goals. I'm super excited to up the commitment level for YouTube, and I'm gonna bring all I've got. The ultimate goal I have for my channel this year is to drive towards 5,000 subscribers, and we're well on our way thanks to you. I really appreciate your support and for being a part of this community we're building together. And that brings me to my coaching business, an online program that I'm launching this year called Tech Sales Accelerator, which is committed to helping more people experience personal transformation through a career in tech sales. Through my coaching and the program, you'll learn everything you need to know to be empowered to land your first job in tech sales and do it mindfully, meaning not just chasing any 60K job just to check the box, but to actually set yourself up to maximize the career path and get promoted quickly. Tech Sales Accelerator is really missionally driven for me because I am so passionate about the opportunity of tech sales. It's really a vehicle where people can apply mindset and habits to produce financial freedom, meaningful relationships, unlock their potential, and ultimately design the life of their dreams. For Tech Sales Accelerator, I have a goal to launch a self-paced course this year and income goals tied to it as well. When I originally completed this intention board, I realized I was leaving something out that's critically important. I actually didn't have anything related to relationships or love life. I thought to myself, hey, I'm an extrovert and I have a lot of friends and socializing comes natural to me, so I don't have to put that out there, I've already got it covered. I also thought to myself, hey, I want to find love, but that comes when you don't focus on it, so I'm not going to put it on there. After speaking with a couple mentors and showing them my initial intentions board, which did not include relationships, they both noticed that I left that key piece out, and they questioned me on it. And one told me, Chris, just because you're really good at something doesn't mean you don't have to still work at it. And that actually could be the biggest mistake, to leave out intentionally cultivating relationships every week from your board. So I threw that in. Another mentor said, Chris, you put in all your goals around your 9-to-5 sales job and your YouTube channel, your side hustles, but you don't have anything around your love life, and what you don't realize is that having an amazing partner will actually elevate you in every area of your life. So I threw in discovering love as another intention. We'll see what happens. When it comes to my financial goals, I put in things that are simple and not the most sexy, but critically important, like making sure I have a strong emergency fund with liquid cash in case anything goes wrong, which according to Murphy's Law, things will go wrong over time. You might lose a job, you might have an unexpected health expense, my puppy might need a surgery. I hope that's not the case. That's kind of morbid, but you get the point, things come up. So it's important to have an emergency fund. I put in maxing my 401k, that's a given, that's free money. And I also put down saving up money to invest in real estate for the first time, which is a big goal for myself. And I know a lot of people in tech sales and people that I talk to that reach out from the channel want to get into real estate. It's a great idea, and it's great to diversify your assets. Personally, I have a lot of my wealth managed by my financial advisor in equity or stock, and I thought it'd be great to diversify and get into the real estate game. I also put a note on conscious spending, which means being willing to spend more on things that enrich your life, like experiences and spending on loved ones and investing in your health and investing in your business and side hustles, and then reducing the money you spend on things that aren't fruitful for you and that don't really benefit you too much, like going out and partying and drinking. It's okay to spend money, but you got to do it consciously and mindfully. The final thing I want you to recognize on this intentions board is that it's imperfect. Check it out. I've got a smudge from one night when I had the late night munchies. I had a little too much to drink, and the smudge isn't coming out. As a serial perfectionist, I try and remind myself that it's totally okay to be imperfect and that I'm a work in progress, and this intention board is no different. It's a work in progress, and it embodies this concept. So I encourage you guys to be courageous and write down your intentions and goals on your own intention board, and to share those things with the people in your life, and also share them in the comments. I can't wait to see them, and I can't wait to celebrate them. Just remember, like I said in the beginning of the video, you are worth worthy of the dreams you have in your life, and they are available to you in an abundant and giving world. I really appreciate you guys showing up today and tuning in, and I hope you got value out of this video. And if you did, make sure to like the video, because the algorithm loves that and will show this video to more people who could benefit from the message. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for weekly videos committed to helping you succeed in tech sales, maximize their career path, and ultimately unlock your potential. I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to support you on your own journey and cheer you on along the way. Happy selling and happy living, and I'll see you in the next one.